Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So, I've been on holiday and this is my first video since coming back from holiday, and I'm going to run things slightly out of sequences. Let me explain. Yeah, I bought a load of stuff when I was on holiday. I went to Germany, but we drove there across country and drove all the way back. And yeah, and I also have the glass fair that I did before I went, so which I still haven't edited up into film. So, but I want to show you what I bought in Germany, because obviously I just got back and I'm more enthusiastic about it. So I'm going to do you stuff I bought for me, but from Germany, and also while I was there, I did probably enough for a couple of other films. I went to an antiques dealer, he let me film, and I actually filmed through the window of an antiques dealer because they were shut, but they had some nice stuff in the window. So yeah, so I have those. But what I will do is I'll do this one now because I'm just so enthusiastic about all the glass that I unpacked yesterday, and I will do, what will I do? I'll do the glass fair, and then I will do the other German films. So with that said, let's get on and have a look at some glass, because I've got some new glass. Yeah, I went overboard. I'm on holiday, when you just, wow, oh, yeah, I like that, and you know how it goes. So I did a video on rules, and I'm afraid, the rule book went out the window. I'm on holiday, I buy what I like, and my wife bought some glass as well, which you might like to see. So with that said, let's get on and have a look at some glass. So this is the first piece I'm showing you. It's a little vase. I bought it in a second-hand shop for €2. I think this is Stromberg's Heighten, something like the patent number B80. I think it's a very pale blue colour. I think you can just about make it out. So it's not clear glass. It's unmarked. I don't know what that blue sticker was. What was on it? I think that was the pricing sticker. But yeah, bit of a bargain. I think the B80s in the 1954 catalogue is also a bit similar to ones that are in the 1930s catalogues. So, but that's what I think this is, even though it's unmarked. Yeah, the earlier ones weren't marked. So yeah, so that's my first. This was a bargain. I like Stromberg's Heighten. I think this is post-war, but for €2 I couldn't walk by. So this is a really unusual piece. I couldn't walk by it. It was only €20. It's about £18. It's not very big. Look, there's my hand. Dun dun dun, like a giant coming in. This is a Costa Boda piece by Ulrike Heidmann-Valen, who's the wife of Bertil Valen, who's a bit more I think famous, maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, it's by her, and I like this because it's like the most, how can I say, marked piece I have in a way. So yeah, this is one. It's very distinctive. There's painting on it. See, look, it's got the nose. It sticks out and everything. On the back, it's got Costa Boda, and then it says underneath, it says Ulrike HV Heidmann-Valen. I'm not sure what the EH is, or anyway. Then underneath, it's further signed Costa Boda. I think that says artist something. That's the part number, and then it says Ulrike HV. So doubly signed, painted on. This is enamelled, so it's actually painted on in powdered glass like a paste and then fired onto the surface so it doesn't come off. So yeah, very. And I think the year I've seen is looks over his shoulders to double check. It's 1986. So yeah, really unusual piece. I don't think I've ever seen this exact. I've seen things like this. Never seen this exact one. I don't know how many they made. I think if I were the kind of person that would be selling on it, and I don't know, because it doesn't really go with my stuff. This is one where I threw the rule book out. I just knew, oh, 20 euros seems very cheap for this. I have no idea, but I think it is. So yes, I bought it, and it's kind of a bit weird for me. So I might just move it on eventually. I don't know. I need to think on it because it doesn't really fit with my collection. So the next thing I'm going to show you is this rather tall slab decanter. It's by Orifice. It's a Romeo and Juliet. Let me, if I take the stopper off and pull it a bit closer. You can see here Romeo declaring his love in the back. So if I flip it round higher up, you can see there is Juliet. It is fully marked. I don't know if you can see that there. At that point there it says Orifice right across there. And then it gives you a bunch of numbers, H198 something for A1 maybe. Over here it says O something N 1880 / --LK. I've been looking online. I've not found a really good reference for it yet. It's quite cool because of the Romeo and Juliet being given perspective front and back. Thought that was quite nice. I did pay 70 euros for it, which is a lot. But it's a cool one, and I have another one which has just got pheasants on it, so I might get a shot of that one and keep this one. This one is cooler, definitely. Like I said, I've seen it. I heard it described as being by Niels Lamberg from 1950. Some of them have polished stoppers and pegs, and some of them don't. Don't know the significance of that. But yeah, I will dig into that, and this will probably appear on my website at some point. But yeah, it's quite cool. I think 70 euros is not very cheap. I think it's cheapish. Looking online, there's lots of more expensive ones. I think you'd be hard pressed to find it cheaper than that. So yeah, I'm happy with it, and let me press on and show you something else. So we were driving through Holland on the way home, and we drove past a big shop that had the word antique written on the front of it, and yeah, we did a UE, went back and had a look, and it was more of a massive junk shop really. Not much old stuff in there, but in amongst all of the new stuff, dun dun dun, I found this. And so this is mid 19th century, I think. They were made all over Europe, but I bought them from Holland. I said it's come out of a junk shop effectively. I bought the whole set for 15 euros. And I'm wondering, is this Dutch? I've got one other one with this white matted surface on it. And that has just red rings on it and blue rings. So yeah, I'm wondering, does it mean it's Dutch, and does that mean the other one's Dutch? You don't know really, without any firm reference. It's quite a nice thing though. how can I say, it's not great quality. In fact, it's terrible quality, but it's got a certain look about it. So it's got this painting on it. I think this is cold painting because you can see it's slightly peeling off. I don't even know how this white stuff is put on. See, it's got pressed. So this is dip molded, so it's just pressed into a mold as it's blown. That's created this fake ribs on it that would normally be cut. The neck rings are applied properly. You got this press molded stopper, and then even more amazing, came with 4 glasses, which on the outside look quite ropey, and I was wondering, are they just badly done or whatever? But when you look at them on the inside, I'm wondering if this is not the way they're supposed to be seen, because they're very crisp on the inside. But this is really, look at this fault in the glass here, and it's just, yeah, and look at this giant bubble in the foot, just right there, just where it's going to easily get broken off. It's got broken pontle. Yeah, so this is not a quality item, but I think it's somewhere between 150 to 180 years old. So yeah, it's quite an old thing, and I'm wondering how it survived this long, seeing as it's such poor quality. But especially as a set, all these glasses are the same. These are, so at the time this was made, this type of stem was going out of fashion in the UK. Broken pontles. It is soda glass, but the painting is actually decent. So, and it's a design I've never seen before. So yeah, €15. It'll end up on my website with all the others that I've got. I haven't made a section for this type of decanter on my website, but I've got about 10 maybe more, not sure. Anyway, that's what it is. It's continental. I suspect it's Dutch because it came from Holland and it's not a common look for them. So there you go. I couldn't walk by and leave it there. So these are not mine. I didn't buy these for me. My wife bought these, but she did ask me. These are a pair of Pukeberg candelabra. You can get them with a single sconce. You can get them with really big ones with sort of like an extra big loop on the outside. So with 5 candles. Now these kind of like petals in this little bit here. She did say, because they were €20 each, did she say? She asked my opinion on that, and I said they look like a bit of a bargain to me. I think they're from the 60s or 70s. I haven't found a really good reference. I've seen them with labels. I've seen one with a label on, so I know what it is exactly. Also from the same shop, she bought, I'm not even going to get in shot, let me put it behind. They're going to mess the whole studio up. There we go. She bought a bigger one. I'll just skip that one a bit. Look at that one. So the big one, because they're selling by size, I think, that was €30. Now, I think that's Pukeberg as well. It's made in a similar way. The sconces seem to be cast separately somehow and put on, and they're more obviously cast separately on this. But they still haven't seen this little roundel here. This has a little roundel in the middle here. Let me just... The base is different. It's got a kind of square base, can you see? Yeah. So this is made a bit more, it's bigger. So it's made in more parts. So the foot and the sconces are all cast separately and wedged together somehow while it's still hot. So the big one was €30. I think they're all of steel. They're quite rare things, especially that middle bigger one. And they came from an antique shop. We had a chat with the lady, and she said these things are not appreciated here. And my wife loves this kind of cast glass like this with this icy texture. And so she was very pleased that it went to someone that really liked them. So, yep, those are ours now. Or they're I should say, I'm saying they're ours. They're my wife's really, but they are quite stylish. So, yep. So this is the last piece I'm going to show you. We went to an antique shop in Zimovitz up on the Baltic coast. They were very kind and let me film on spec. And yeah, they had some fantastic pieces, and you'll see it when I do the video. And yeah, I think my wife could tell me that I really like this glass. It's out of my collecting way in a way, but I really liked it. And she was like nudging me, going, "What about that glass? What about that?" Because she wanted me to come home with something I liked. And so this was actually the first piece I bought when I was there, because at that point we got most of the way through the holiday and I hadn't bought anything. So what is it that we're looking at here? I think this is a mid 18th century either German or Bohemian glass. I'm going to have to go through my books carefully. I'm going to have to go into the bits of the books I don't normally go into. Because it's not an English 18th century glass. The stem is like the Silesian stem one's shape. It's an inverted but luster shape, a bit like the Silesian stem ones we saw in the 1840s here. The glass cutting on this is absolutely fantastic, but I'll show you the foot first. It has a folded foot. The lead content is not too high, it rings a bit, but not that much. But look at this cutting on the bowl. Look at that early style cutting. In the UK in the 20th century they were calling this Spanish style. But yeah, when this was cut, either cutting had only just been introduced into the UK from the regions that were actually doing this kind of cutting. And this is the first kind of cutting that we were seeing in the UK, but probably not as good as this. There's also some, if you look at it very carefully, and compare different parts of it, you can see that it's kind of crude in some ways, that it's not exactly all symmetrical like a modern piece. Little bits that are skew-if and stuff, but this is cut on a foot treadle. Yeah, no steam power for this boy. But yeah, it's beautiful. Look at that. Really subtle. That's going to take pride in my cabinet. Alright, so it doesn't go with my collection really, but it's not going anywhere. It's staying with me. It wasn't cheap. But I don't think it was a terrible price. But yeah, my wife wanted me to have a nice souvenir to bring home. I think this is my keepsy of everything. Yeah, it's really nice. So there we go. So there you have it. The purchases from my holiday. A lot of rule breaking. Obviously the stuff that's my wife is her rules. As far as price is concerned, for her is she looks at me and says, do I think that's okay? So, you know, and I'm just going, she's going to buy what she likes, so as long as she's not being ripped off, I'm going to say, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, the glass, the German glass is absolutely fantastic. Just doesn't fit with anything else I've got, but it's absolutely fantastic. So, yeah. So with that said, I didn't use any references. I've not really properly looked anything up yet. You know, I'm still trying to. I haven't even completely finished unpacking and washing clothes and all that kind of stuff that you do, and making friends with the cats again. All the stuff that you do when you get back from 2 weeks away. So, thank you for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe. It helps my channel, and I will be making more videos. Glass fair next. I definitely will get on with that. It'll be a few days because making those kind of videos is very time consuming, because I will put references in for those. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good night. Good night.